Travis Hunter just got married after getting drafted. No prenup.
I love him. I think he's a fabulous player. I'm just hoping for his sake they use him correctly and don't wear him out, because that would be no fun for anybody, for this organization, for that young man. He's going to do whatever you ask him to do.
What if I told you a 22-year-old NFL rookie just dropped $4.5 million on the same woman who once called him ugly and ignored his DMs? Travis Hunter's so-called love story might go down as one of the priciest gold digger plays in sports history. And now the receipts are out. Let's break it down. The $4.5 million blunder. We've seen young athletes blow money before, but rarely do we see such a well-documented case of what looks like straight-up financial manipulation. At the center of it all is NFL rookie sensation Travis Hunter and his wife, Leanna Linnett, whose moves online already had fans labeling her a gold digger. The Jacksonville Jaguars rookie wide receiver and cornerback, fresh off winning the 2024 Heisman Trophy, signed a massive 4-year, $46.6 million contract with a $30.5 million signing bonus. Yet instead of locking it down with protection, Travis walked into marriage with no prenup at all. That one choice put him in a dangerous spot where, if things go left, Florida law could strip him of half his earnings.
Well, he deserves
Whatever he gets.
whatever comes with it.
And people noticed. Legal experts and divorce attorneys across the country couldn't believe it. One of them, celebrity divorce lawyer James Sexton, was so shaken by Travis's situation that he publicly offered free prenups to the entire 2025 NFL draft class, using Hunter's risky decision as a warning to every rising star in the league. Think about that for a second. A top attorney was so stunned by what he saw that he literally offered free legal services just to stop other young athletes from walking into the same trap. But the lack of a prenup, that's only the surface of this messy story. The real shocker is the paper trail. Travis Hunter's jaw-dropping record of gift-giving that looks less like romance and more like a financial freefall. We're not talking about flowers or dinner dates here. We're talking over $4.5 million in luxury items, documented step-by-step, like a shopping spree gone wild. The numbers alone paint a picture that's both fascinating and downright alarming. Take the engagement ring, for example. Hunter dropped a cool $100,000 on it back in February 2024. That was just the opener. From there, the gifts only got more outrageous. The wedding itself turned into a live showcase of Travis's generosity, or depending on how you see it, his financial recklessness. At the reception, Hunter shocked the crowd by handing Leanna the keys to a black Mercedes-Benz AMG 63 Brabus 800 worth around $611,000. Just that single gift alone was more than what many people make in a lifetime. And yes, the viral clip of her receiving it has already racked up millions of views. Some fans praising his devotion, others shaking their heads at the financial risk. And the splurging didn't stop there. Travis later surprised her with a Tesla Model X, the exact car she once called her dream ride, worth another $100,000. The emotional unboxing video of Leanna crying while getting the car melted social media, but even those tears became a talking point, with critics saying the whole thing looked more like acting than genuine gratitude. The gifts didn't stop there. Travis went all out again, handing Leanna a custom luxury truck worth $500,000, a move that showed his spending wasn't slowing down, it was spiraling. Add in the mountain of high-end jewelry and other luxury items conservatively valued at another $600,000, and suddenly the total climbs to that jaw-dropping $4.5 million. But the most eye-opening purchase, the couple's lavish joint buy, a $3.275 million mansion tucked inside Jacksonville's elite Deerwood Country Club. This wasn't just any house. It's a full-blown estate with 13 rooms, 8,125 square feet, a pool, a tennis court, and 7.5 acres of private land. While the paperwork shows it as a joint purchase, reports say Leanna was the one handling the deal, though most of the money came straight from Travis's signing bonus, which means if this marriage ever crumbles, that mansion could easily become the ultimate prize in a messy divorce battle. What makes all of this even wilder is the timing. Each extravagant gift seemed to land right after a major milestone in Travis's career. The $100,000 ring, right when his college career peaked. The flashy wedding cars, fresh off his Heisman win and NFL draft celebration. The mansion, purchased almost immediately after he locked in his massive pro contract. It looks less like random generosity and more like a pattern tied to his rising bank account. Critics haven't held back either. They've pointed out that while Leanna did gift Travis a custom Rolex valued somewhere between $30,000 and $70,000, it doesn't come close to matching what she's received. And to make it sting more, insiders believe her gifts were bought using Travis's money anyway, turning them into staged gestures instead of genuine contributions. And here's the kicker. Under Florida's equitable distribution laws, it's not just the gifts already given that are at risk. If a divorce goes down, all marital assets, meaning his NFL salary, endorsement checks, and even future income streams, could legally be up for grabs. In other words, this $4.5 million might just be the start of his financial nightmare. When you're dealing with a contract worth nearly $47 million, plus endorsement deals that could easily double or even triple that over time, the financial stakes are almost impossible to wrap your head around. And here's the kicker. Travis Hunter is only 22 years old, standing at the very start of what could be one of the most profitable careers in the NFL. That's why every move he makes right now, especially around legal protection and money management, will shape his financial future for decades. Yet, instead of locking things down, he walked into marriage without any real safeguards in place. Sports financial advisors have already started using his case as the textbook example of what not to do. And to make it worse, this isn't playing out behind closed doors. Unlike most celebrity couples who keep money matters private, Travis and Leanna have put nearly every lavish gift and expensive moment on full display across social media. Those videos and posts don't just fuel speculation about her motives, they've created a permanent paper trail that could easily come back to haunt him in court one day. That's why so many people say the $4.5 million blunder is just the opening act. The real danger isn't just about the money already gone, it's the possibility that Hunter could lose half of everything he'll ever earn. That's the nightmare scenario his critics keep warning about. But to understand how he got here, we have to rewind. We need to look at the relationship itself, the timeline, the red flags, and the signs people swear were there from the start. Because this wasn't some fairy tale romance. It was messy from the jump. Travis and Leanna first crossed paths in 2022, back when he was still in high school in Georgia. Their early interactions didn't paint a picture of young love. They sparked questions that fans and observers are still dissecting today. Even Hunter's own version of their origin story raises eyebrows, laying out a dynamic that many now say was the very first red flag in a pattern that only grew more troubling with time. In a podcast clip from December 2024, Travis Hunter dropped a bombshell. Leanna didn't even give him the time of day at first. He admitted she straight up ignored his Instagram DMs for months. What finally changed her mind? It wasn't romance, it was her brother stepping in. According to Travis himself, Leanna's brother, who would later become one of his closest friends, told her, "You don't know who this is. He's a good man." Only then did she decide to reply. That detail is huge because it set the tone for everything that followed. From the start, her interest seemed tied to Hunter's growing profile and his potential as a future star. Critics have jumped on that moment as proof of what they call her opportunistic streak, saying her whole family saw his rise and positioned themselves to benefit. And the red flags didn't end there. As Travis's college career at Colorado blew up and his name started trending nationwide, the spotlight on Leanna only got brighter. By the end of 2024, when Travis was at the peak of his college success, rumors about her loyalty exploded. Viral clips and photos began spreading online, showing Leanna at parties with other men while Travis was supposedly waiting outside. These weren't just vague rumors either. There were actual images and videos, some of her dancing with men, others showing her in bed with them. The leaks came at just the right moments to stir chaos, and that made the situation even more suspicious. What made it all worse was the business behind the betrayal. One man holding some of the footage admitted he purposely sat on it until Travis hit fame, then cashed in by releasing it. That turned what could have been brushed off as gossip into something way bigger, a calculated move to profit off Hunter's personal life while tarnishing his relationship at the same time. The exploitation didn't stop at leaked footage. Some people even went so far as to create merchandise using the controversial photos. That kind of calculated cash grab showed just how many folks view Travis Hunter as a walking payday, setting themselves up to profit off his personal life. The fallout from all this wasn't just tabloid fodder, it hit Travis hard, and the effects were visible to the public. The constant attacks on Leanna's character sent her spiraling. Travis himself admitted during one rough night that she drank an OD amount tonight. I can't even help her. Instead of stepping back to question the red flags piling up, Travis doubled down on defending her, showing just how deep her psychological grip on him had become. Then came the 2024 Heisman Trophy ceremony, which turned into a viral disaster. As Travis's name was called for one of the biggest honors of his life, cameras caught Leanna staying seated, looking uninterested, or worse, resentful. It got so awkward that Coach Deion Sanders had to nudge her to stand up and show support for her fiance's huge moment. That clip spread like wildfire, and for many fans, it was the final straw. It painted a clear picture of a woman who didn't share in his joy, and it made people question her real feelings about his success. Popular commentator DJ Academics even jumped into the conversation, breaking down Hunter's body language and Leanna's reactions.
Yo, why does it always look like he walked off the set of Alien vs. Predator, bro? Which, like, it's like he's wearing a natural, like, is this the alien mask or the Predator mask? I can't tell. I ain't gonna cap with you. Like, this was a video that, you know, made me say, yo, I think y'all owe that girl an apology. If she gotta wake up to that face every day, leave her alone.
While his take was as provocative as ever, his point about the unhealthy dynamic between them echoed what many were already thinking.
Now, I see everybody watching this podcast too much. Yo, hopefully, you know what I mean? Hopefully, like, he protected his assets. I heard people having these conversations about the prenup and this and third. We not his financial advisor, man. Like, I don't know why people are so concerned with.
But the clearest warning sign wasn't just her attitude, it was the timing of everything. Each major milestone in Travis's career came with a flashy new expense. His Heisman win, followed by over-the-top gifts, his NFL draft selection, a wedding scheduled right after, his multi-million-dollar contract signing, the purchase of a mansion, even the engagement back in February 2024 lined up with his draft stock climbing. To critics, the pattern was obvious. Every financial high point in Hunter's career was immediately tied to bigger and bigger gestures toward Leanna, gestures that left his fortune more and more exposed. The timing of these relationship milestones wasn't random. It looked like a strategy. Each big step seemed perfectly placed to lock down legal claims on Hunter's fortune before he had the chance to rethink things or get proper protection. The fact that Travis went into marriage without a prenup, despite endless advice from advisors and mentors, led many to believe Leanna may have pushed hard against him getting legal counsel. And the red flags didn't just come from her, it stretched to her whole family. Observers noticed how her brother played a key role in their first connection. Then her family started showing up more and more as Hunter's bank account grew. To critics, that wasn't coincidence. It looked like family coordination, almost like a playbook instead of genuine romance. The public wasn't blind to any of this either. Reactions came quick and loud. Celebrities like Bo Wow flat out labeled Leanna a gold digger. Others threw up warnings about the financial risk Hunter was taking. Even rappers Cameron and Mahe clowned the situation on their podcast, shaking their heads at the no prenup move. And then there was Coach Deion Sanders, a mentor to Travis, who had already given broad warnings about gold diggers targeting young athletes. But when it came to his own life, Travis brushed it all off. He either didn't see the parallels or he chose not to. His defense of Leanna made headlines too. Hunter shot back at critics, saying, "She brings value to me. She makes me money and she makes her own money. So if you're going to say she's a gold digger, make sure you say I'm a gold digger too." While emotional, that statement missed the heart of what people were pointing out, the serious power imbalance and financial danger built into this relationship. Leanna finally broke her silence in December 2024, posting a video denying the gold digger accusations and claiming she deleted her social media because of the nonstop hate. But to many, her words felt polished and calculated, dodging the real concerns people had about the money, the power dynamics, and the pattern of red flags that just kept piling up. All of it came to a head at the wedding itself, held at the barn at Faith Farms in Athens, Tennessee, with about 250 guests in attendance. The event looked more like a millionaire's showcase than a love story. The wedding gifts alone were valued at over $1 million, fueling the idea that this wasn't just about commitment, it was about cash. So when divorce rumors popped up just weeks later in July 2025, no one was shocked. The trigger, a resurfaced TikTok from December 2024 showing Leanna in tears, looking distressed. And then came the real bombshell, unverified claims that she was already angling for a $40 million divorce settlement. The tragic irony here is that none of this came out of nowhere. The warning signs had been flashing for years, laid out in real time on social media for the world to see if this marriage does end the way so many predicted. The timeline of financial manipulation will be clear step by step, almost like a case study. But by that point, the damage may already be done. With so much of his money exposed, Travis could see his fortune gutted before his NFL career even takes off. And as these personal dramas spill over into the spotlight, the pressure on his professional life only gets heavier. The biggest question isn't whether the red flags were real, they were loud and undeniable. The question now is whether Travis can block out the chaos long enough to lock in on what matters most, his NFL career. Because if he can't, this relationship could derail one of the most promising young athletes the league has seen in years. The moment Travis Hunter had dreamed about since childhood finally came on April 25th, 2025.
Hey Travis, this is James Gladstone with the Jacksonville Jaguars. How you doing?
How you doing, Coach?
You know what? Go ahead and take a moment to soak this one in. We're trading up in the draft. We're moving from pick 5 to pick 2, and we're doing it because you're the one we've been hunting up.
That's the best decision.
I love it.
Hey bro, you've been the vision.
An unbelievable opportunity, bro. Unbelievable opportunity for us to get this thing going, man. Let's go. You're going to do some great things.
The Jacksonville Jaguars made a bold move, trading up from the 5th pick to grab him at 2nd overall in the NFL draft. It should have been the proudest, purest night of his life, but instead of being defined by his athletic greatness, the moment was clouded by the financial and personal turmoil tied to his marriage with Leanna Linnet. On draft night, Travis's talent was undeniable. The call itself was a showcase of why the Jaguars were willing to give up so much draft capital just to land him, but the celebration carried a heavy shadow. The selection came with life-changing money, and that money was already at risk. Hunter's rookie deal was massive, a 4-year, $46.65 million contract with a $30.6 million signing bonus. For a 22-year-old, that kind of payday should have been the ultimate reward for years of hard work.
I'm just super excited, I get to go back home, but also, somewhere I wanted to play, and I'm so excited that they picked me.
The Jacksonville Jaguars just traded up to get your services to their team. What conversations have you had with them with how you are going to be used in the NFL?
The crazy part is I had no conversation with them outside of the combine, so I didn't know what to expect.
Yet the timing couldn't have been worse. Just weeks after the draft, he tied the knot without a prenup, meaning his fresh millions were instantly vulnerable if things with Leanna ever fell apart. When Travis stepped up to the mic at his introductory press conference, he looked every bit the young star ready to take over the league. He spoke about keeping a 4.0 GPA through college and showed off the discipline and drive that had made him a standout from day one. His answers proved he had the work ethic and focus to thrive on the field, even while chaos brewed off it. At one point, when asked a playful question about facing himself on both sides of the ball, Travis answered with confidence, displaying the swagger that made him such a unique prospect, and the Jaguars coaching staff couldn't hide their excitement. They made it clear they planned to unleash his rare skill set in ways that could change the game. But while the press conference showed a bright future, the reality was darker. Every dollar of that new fortune was tangled in personal drama before his pro career had even begun. Head coach Liam Cohen tried to keep things steady, outlining the Jaguars' plan. We've had those conversations and we have to be fluid. From a scheduling standpoint, we have it laid out, but we also have to be agile and adjust on specific days. His words sounded confident, but behind the scenes, the whispers were growing louder. Could Travis Hunter really handle the pressure of the NFL while his personal life was spiraling? By the time he transitioned from college to the pros, the weight of his relationship drama was starting to show. Reports leaked that the stress was bleeding into his focus, raising real concerns inside the locker room about whether he was ready for the grind of professional football. That spotlight only got harsher on August 9th, 2025, when Hunter made his preseason debut against the Pittsburgh Steelers at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. This was supposed to be his first real test. Could he block out the noise and just ball? In total, He played 18 to 19 snaps split between offense and defense, showing flashes of brilliance and moments of struggle. On offense, he hauled in 2 catches for 9 yards on 3 targets, with 1 catch erased by a penalty. On defense, he wasn't tested much in coverage, but the moment everyone remembers was brutal. Steelers running back Caleb Johnson hit him with a stiff arm so nasty it sent Hunter to the ground, and the clip instantly went viral across social media. After the game, Travis tried to stay upbeat, admitting he felt nervous early on but settled in after the first snap, calling the experience great. Still, that missed tackle became the talking point, with critics pointing to it as proof that his off-field stress might be creeping into his on-field performance. Even ESPN analysts weighed in during a SportsCenter rookie breakdown. They acknowledged Hunter's incredible upside, but made it clear his future in the NFL depends on more than talent. If he can't lock in and separate the game from the chaos at home, this saga could derail what should be a Hall of Fame path. Analysts raised another tough question. Could Travis Hunter's two-way dominance in college really translate to the NFL? One expert put it bluntly, "I think it would be very difficult to play 30 snaps of defense and 40 snaps of offense. He did it in college, but this is the National Football League. It's never been done. I'm not saying he can't, but it would shorten his career." That warning hit even harder with everything else going on in Hunter's personal life, because while coaches debated his workload, his off-field chaos was boiling over. Divorce rumors were spreading fast, with allegations swirling that Leanna was already demanding a $40 million settlement. Suddenly, Travis wasn't just trying to earn his spot in the league. He was fighting to protect his future wealth from being gutted in court. His situation quickly became bigger than just football. Financial advisors and sports agents began pointing to Travis as a real-time cautionary tale, hammering home the dangers of skipping a prenup. Even celebrity divorce lawyer James Sexton went as far as offering free prenups to the entire 2025 draft class, citing Hunter's ordeal as proof of how easily a rising star could lose it all. As the rookie season unfolded, the question loomed large. Could a 22-year-old rookie buried under this kind of pressure actually stay locked in long enough to live up to the hype of being the second overall pick? The signs were split. At times, Hunter flashed the same brilliance that made him a college legend, but other moments showed the cracks. The personal turmoil seemed to be draining his focus, and people noticed. And unlike a typical rookie, he didn't just have one position to worry about. Hunter's rare role as a two-way player meant he had to be elite on both offense and defense at the same time. Any slip-up looked magnified under the spotlight, and with the added shadow of what could become one of the most expensive divorces in sports history, every snap carried pressure that no rookie before him had ever faced. The direction of Travis Hunter's career now hangs on one thing: whether he can separate his personal chaos from his professional grind. His raw talent is unquestioned, but the financial stakes are brutal. With no prenup in place, potentially half of his career earnings could vanish if his marriage ends in divorce. That means every game, every contract, every endorsement is shadowed by the possibility of losing millions. As the 2025 season played out, his story became a cautionary tale across the sports world. Here was a 22-year-old phenom who should have been focused entirely on proving himself as one of the most unique talents the NFL has ever seen, yet instead, he was juggling scandals, legal threats, and financial landmines that could wreck everything he's worked for. And the question hanging over it all wasn't about ability. Travis has the skill to dominate the league. The real question was whether he could rise above the personal drama, silence the doubts, and protect his future, or whether the off-field chaos would swallow him whole and cost him a fortune along the way. Only time will tell if that $4.5 million mistake ends up being just a bad chapter or the first step in a much larger financial catastrophe. One thing's for sure, his story is far from over. But what do you think? Is Travis Hunter headed for greatness, or has his personal life already put his career at risk? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another deep dive. And trust me, our next story is even wilder. See you in the next one.